So Africa must never lag behind again in science and technology. That's why we say, yes, education is all important, but emphasis must be put on science and technology. And the AI you are talking about is part of that. It is not magic, it is the use of natural laws to solve problems, AI. And people should not fear AI. AI is part of the understanding of nature and using it to solve our problems. Of those young people, I don't know how long your conference is here, but they could put there some of their testimonies. These are children who were locked out of the education system by that money thing in the government schools. It is the barrier. It's a very big barrier, must stop. So when they are desperate, when I brought this free skilling at the zonal level, those children who come there, they are like resurrection. Somebody who had given up life, now he has got hope. So this is one point that must be clear. There must be no school charges. Once we are ready, we must ensure there are no school charges in government schools. Even here, these young people who are giving testimonies, the ones who are speaking here, they tell you how free education helped them. That's what they were saying here. All of them. They got government sponsorship. They were this and that and that. You heard them saying here these who spoke here. So this is a big bottleneck. It must be removed. Now, the moment you go for education for all, free education in government schools, then the next question is, what sort of education? That's where, again, we have another struggle. And we told you, emphasize science education. Emphasize science education. Africa was colonized not because we lacked kings. We had plenty of kings with the leopard skins and all that. Not because we lacked priests. We had a lot of witch doctors and so on. Not because we lacked singers who can sing and amuse people, or storytellers. We had all those. But Africa was colonized and almost exterminated because we lagged behind in science and technology. Gunpowder, that was the biggest gap in what we were doing. Europe acquired gunpowder when we were still using bows and arrows and spears. So Africa must never lag behind again in science and technology. That's why we say, yes, education is all important, but emphasis must be put on science and technology. And the AI you are talking about is part of that. It is not magic, it is the use of natural laws to solve problems, AI. And people should not fear AI. AI is part of the understanding of nature and using it to solve our problems. It's not that we don't want Africa to come out and catch up with the rest of the world. I don't know the planners in Western Europe. I think they are bad planners. They don't know how to plan well, because I don't know why they like to have parts of the world remain backward when only some parts are the ones which are affluent. This is not good even for them. I don't know why people don't see that. Global affluence will benefit everybody, irrespective of who they are. Whether they are communists, you find people talking about China, 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 I don't know what. Me, I'm very happy for China to be very progressive and for all the people in the world to be progressive. Why? This is because some years ago, the price of steel had collapsed. When we came into the government, we have got very good iron ore in Kabale area. We got a very good, it's the best in the world. Very pure, 70%. And for a long time, I was trying to get investors to invest in that iron ore to create a steel industry. But I couldn't get investors. I was being told that there is a glut, what they call a glut, G-L-U-T. There is too much steel that the price is so low. At that time, apparently, the price of steel had gone down to $200 per ton. And why was this? It was because prosperity in the world was only in Western Europe, North America, and Japan. They were the ones having an affluent life, with good houses, with driving cars, which need steel. And that's why they were saying that there was too much steel in the world. There was a glut. But in a very short time, when China took off and started developing very fast, and India took off, and even Africa to some extent, the demand for steel went up. The demand for steel went from $200 per ton at one time to $900 per ton. And that's why now my problem is no longer to attract companies to convert our obtare. Iron ore in our language is called obtare. We have got more words than the English. The English don't have enough words. Say iron ore, iron ore. No. Obtare. Obtare. When you hear obtare, that means iron ore. Now I have got a big problem selecting which company to work with to develop the steel industry of Uganda. Why? Because of the wider prosperity. Whether the Chinese are communists or not, and whether they are Russians, I don't know what they are, but they all need steel. And it's good for me, for Uganda, it's good for Africa. The demand of copper has gone up because they need wires for electricity and so on. So therefore, it's good that our partners, and I would like to discuss more with their leaders, support global prosperity. If all the 8.5 billion people of the world had a GDP per capita of $20,000, how big would the world economy be? You can calculate it. And everybody would gain. So I congratulate you on this International Day for Education. And I want to congratulate Mama and the ministry for what you have done. But the few points I have made,